Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. Okay, now we will continue our chapter number 1 with the topic measurement of area of regular objects. Students, the area of a regular object can be found by measuring two dimensions. What are those? Length, breadth, or radius of the object, and using the following relations. What are they? First of all, area of a square. We know that side is square. Area of a rectangle is equals to length into breadth. And what is the area of a circle? Pi r square. What is the value of pi here? 3.14, or we can say it as 22 by 7. Okay. So, surface area of a cylinder is what? 2 pi r into L. Surface area of a sphere is what? 4 pi r square. Okay. Here it is written that pi we have taken as 3.14 or 22 by 7. So students, we will see that the measurement of area of an irregular objects are measured by which process? To estimate the area of an irregular object, means lamina, what is used? First of all, graph paper is used. You know very well, this is a graph paper you are using in your maths also. It is a sheet of paper on which horizontal and vertical lines are rolled at a regular interval of 1 millimeter. The lines showing the space of 1 centimeter between them are made somewhat thick. Then the area of one big square becomes what? 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter equals what? 1 centimeter square. While the area of one square is 1 millimeter into 1 millimeter, that is what? 1 millimeter square. The graph paper is shown here, okay, like this. What is the procedure now? First of all, place the irregular object, okay, this, if any irregular object you can take, any stone or something, like anything you can take. First of all, place that object over a graph paper and you have to draw outline, the boundary on the graph paper with pen, pencil, anything. Then what you have to do, then remove that object and count it and note the number of complete squares, as well as you have to count the number of half squares and more than half, but within the boundary line. That means only the squares less than half are left while counting. Those squares who are less than half, you have to leave them. Now the area of lamina is equal to the sum of the areas of complete squares and that of square, half and more than half. Let the n be the total number of complete squares and more than half or half squares within the boundary of lamina. Since we know that area of one big square is what? 1 centimeter square. So the area of lamina will be what? N into 1 centimeter square, or we can say like n centimeter square, and this we can explain by following activity. Listen, place an irregular object on the graph sheet like this. Okay, now what you have to draw? What you have to do? Draw outline and remove that object. First of all, we have to count the complete squares. Then we have to count the incomplete squares, which are half and more than what? Half, but within the boundary line or outline. You don't have to take the squares which are less than half. Okay. Now the sum of the areas of number of complete squares, and incomplete squares will give you the approximate area of that irregular object. Just imagine that number of complete squares are 4. Okay, and incomplete squares are also 4. Okay, I'm just telling you this diagram. You can do it by yourself also. The total number of squares will be n. That means incomplete squares plus complete squares. That means 4 plus 4 is equals to 8. Now we have to find out the area of irregular object. Okay, that means number of total squares multiplied by 1 centimeter square. Here our total number of squares are what? 8. So 8 multiplied by 1 centimeter square is equals to what? 8 centimeter square. This will be your approximate area of the given object. Okay. Now we will study about density. Students, each body has a certain mass and a certain definite volume. Experimentally, it is proved that equal masses of different substances, students listen carefully, equal masses of different substances have different volumes. Example, 1 kg of iron, 1 kg of iron and 1 kg of cotton. Okay, that means they are different substances, but they are having equal masses. Okay, have different volumes and equal volumes. Now here is what? Equal volumes of different substances have different masses. Example, cubes of iron and wood. Okay, 1 centimeter multiplied by 1 centimeter by multiplied by 1 centimeter dimensionals will weigh what? Differently. This we will see over here by some experiments. First of all, equal masses of different substances have different volumes. How? This we can understand by this one experiment. Okay. Take a common beam balance. What you have to take? A common beam balance like this. You know very well about the beam balance. You have studied in 6th class also about this beam balance. Place 1 kg of iron or weight 1 mass 1 kg, okay, in one pan. Okay, in one pan of beam balance and sugar in the other. Here listen, sugar. Okay, and here you have to put the balance. Here you have to adjust the amount of sugar to balance the beam. Now take them out and look at 1 kg of 1 kg piece of iron and 1 kg of sugar. What you will notice? You will notice that 1 kg of iron occupies less space, right? That means it has less volume as compared to what? As compared to 1 kg of sugar. That means equal masses of iron and sugar have different volumes. Sugar and iron we have taken of equal masses, but sugar took more space while 1 kg of iron took less space. Okay. Now we will see our second point. Equal volumes of different substances have different masses. Now you have to take 4 cubes of same size. Oh, but they should be of different substances. Like first we have taken of iron and aluminium, glass and wood. These 4 substances we are taking and we are labeling it as A, B, C and D. Since all the cubes are of the same size, they will have equal volume. Now again take a beam balance. What you have to do? Place iron cube A in one pan and an aluminium cube B in other pan. You will notice that the mass of iron cube A is more than that of the aluminium cube B. Now we have to compare the mass of the aluminium cube B and glass cube C. You will notice that the mass cube of aluminium cube B is more than that of glass cube C. Now we have to compare the masses of glass cube C and the wooden cube D. You will notice that the mass of glass cube C is more than that of wooden cube D. That means equal volumes of different substances have different masses. So students, we will continue in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands again and again. Thank you.